Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we got the 5th sneak peek for the upcoming December Dark Avengers update. And it is interesting because it opens the door to even more new characters and uniforms, but it is not who we were all looking to see: Sentry, Bob. So let's take a look at who we're getting here. We have identified 2 supervillains, so they're letting us know that these are 2 villains that are the perfect personifications. We got some alliteration here of violence. One has taken on the identity of another talented marksman. The other seeks to deliver vengeance upon his father, the mongrel and the assassin. And as you can see from the sneak peek, it is very obvious who these 2 characters are. Be prepared for the hostile acts of these 2 villains. So we're getting 2 villains, we're getting 1 new villain and 1 uniform for an existing villain. And this should actually be pretty interesting. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the sneak peek. It's fairly straightforward. I'm not going to play the audio for you guys because there's really not much to it. It's just like beeping and this kind of stuff. But you can see we've got the Wolverine, the new Wolverine uniform, and the OG Hawkeye, not Ronin. And then as we pan out from this, we see that their names are plastered very obviously here, as if we didn't know who Wolverine and Hawkeye was. I don't know who did the sneak peek, but it's a bit Bush League, I guess. I don't know. It's just very like on the nose. Like we're brand new Marvel fans, you know. We're MCU only fans. And then it says Target, and then you see here we have Daken and Bullseye. So this is Bullseye dressed up as the classic Hawkeye. Now we actually don't have this uniform in the game. It's very interesting. That's Wolverine, and that's the uniform you see there. They didn't go with this look for Wolverine. But in the case of Hawkeye, I mean, of course we have Ronin, but if you take a look at his other uniforms, he only has that sort of classic look in this cel-shaded version. And this is not even the same. It's similar, but this one is missing the arms, where his arms are bare. This one has the purple sort of scales, and then the blue, the dark blue underneath. So it's actually not even exactly the same as this one is. It's similar. It's very, very similar. It's even got that trim down the back that's sort of like a tail that this one has as well, the purple and blue. But yeah, it is different otherwise, but the helmet is almost the same as well. But yeah, so we're finally going to be getting the non-cel shaded version of this uniform. By the way, this was one of the most universally hated uniforms ever. If you want a video, well, I've made a video about it. You can go check it out from years ago. But yeah, if you want that story time on why this uniform and the Loki cel shaded uniform were so bad, we can do that. But yeah. So we're getting a new uniform for Bullseye, and we are getting Daken as a new character. So that's pretty cool. However, the devs are still getting absolutely mangled in the likes, dislikes. You guys are bananas. I gotta say, as much as I hate boycotting, as much as I hate, you know, just the negativity around it, and I want the game to be in a better place, I love seeing the community get together and the community be unified, and this is one very easy way to see how unified the community is. Over 50% are dislikes, and that's pretty crazy considering that anyone who's a fan of either Bullseye, Hawkeye, or Daken, or maybe even Wolverine, would probably just automatically like this post because those characters are going to get some attention. So yeah, as far as what we can expect from the characters, I'll talk about Daken first because he's similar to Wolverine, but he's probably going to be a little bit different. Now, obviously, as Wolverine's son, Daken has most of the same abilities. He has 2 claws on the top and 1 claw on the wrist, so he still has 3 claws on each hand. He's got the healing factor, but he has some additional abilities. He's immune to telepathy, I believe. Like, he can't be invaded mentally, so that might give him mind resistance or mind damage immunity. And then on top of that, he has this thing that he does a lot that Wolverine doesn't have at all, regarding pheromones. So sort of like, I'm trying to think of another character. Oh, sort of like Spider-Woman. Okay, so Spider-Woman has the pheromone thing where she seduces people. Daken does basically the same thing. He uses his pheromones. He can like basically excrete pheromones to charm people. So there's a good chance that he'll be a combat villain who has charm or entice, same as Morbius. So that's actually a pretty nice addition there. Hopefully he'll be like a free-to-play version of Morbius, because Morbius, of course, is not free-to-play friendly. You've got Vampire's Wrath with the 3-second entice. So yeah, Daken has that, and he's known to use it against both male and female opponents. Basically, Daken will charm and sort of schmooze and flirt with anyone in order to get what he wants. He's very controlling and he's very manipulative. He's not really a big fan of his dad, Wolverine. That's sort of why he's a villain. He's sort of trying to do his own thing away from Wolverine and kind of trying to destroy his name, tarnish his reputation a little bit, which is why he ends up dressing like him, but being obviously much worse than his dad. And then we have Bullseye. Now, so Daken, you know, a brand new character when we already have Wolverine and X-23 might feel a bit redundant, right? We've got 3 clawed characters in the game, and neither of the ones that are existing in the game now have a appropriate power level. Like Wolverine is not as strong as he should be, according to a lot of players, and neither is X-23. So do we really need another? Okay. But on the flip side, Bullseye, I'm really happy for Bullseye, I gotta say, because he's been trash for so long. Now, funny thing here, funny little tidbit. When this uniform first came out, it was really strong. It was broken. It was actually bugged because his 5th skill, Madness Knife, would somehow apply. I think it applied too much all defense down, or it applied too many hits. So basically, what you would do, I remember watching videos about it, and I was shocked. You would walk up to the world boss, like really close like this, and you would do the 5th skill right next to the world boss, and it would do insane damage. You could like almost kill Thanos in one shot, which back in the day, like 4 years ago, was impossible. This is before tier 3s. This is before, you know, CTPs and all this stuff. It was bananas. So he actually had crazy damage. Anyways, they fixed it. They fixed the bug, and then he returned back to mediocrity. And essentially, besides that one blip in time, Bullseye has always only been a leadership. He was a pretty good leadership for Shadowland back when we needed the 50% ignore dodge. He's also a decent leadership if you're desperate for someone like Corvus World Boss or Quicksilver World Boss. But nowadays, he's just not needed at all. He's very useless. So to see such an iconic Marvel character get a rework in 2020, we've seen a lot of them already this year, but it's really nice. Now, some people might not like it because he's not going to look like Bullseye anymore. He's going to look like Hawkeye. Hopefully, he won't exclusively use the bow. Like, hopefully, he'll have a couple of bow skills, and then the rest of them will be throwing skills, because that's really what Bullseye excels at, right? He can throw anything with perfect accuracy. That's what makes Bullseye so unique. Whereas Hawkeye, he uses arrows. Bullseye can just pick up a pen. He can pick up a card. He can pick up a penny. He can pick up a glass, like a cup, right? Anything he picks up, he can throw it with perfect accuracy, and with his adamantium-infused bones, he can throw it with an incredible amount of force. So hopefully we'll see both of those. It would be hilarious if he had a bow, or sorry, not a bow, like an arrow throwing skill. Like if he grabbed some arrows and threw them, that would be really dope. But even though he's not going to look like Bullseye, I am still happy for him because at least he's getting something. And it'll be interesting to see if he remains combat as a combat villain or whether he moves over and becomes a speed villain. That's going to be really interesting. So that's basically all we can see from the sneak peek. There are no other clues or hints despite a lot of text on these screens. Maybe someone out there has, you know, enhanced and zoomed in on this and seen something, but I haven't. Some people said, because of the way the camera pans down, that maybe these 3 colors are referring to a Alliance Conquest game mode rework, because the green, orange, and purple are the 3 colors of Conquest when you're playing, right? One team gets assigned as the... oh, you can't even see. Anywho, one team gets assigned as the green team, one team gets assigned as the purple team, and one team gets assigned as the orange team. It's possible. Personally, I don't know if they would put this in the sneak peek and not draw attention to it. Like, I think it's too big of a detail to leave out, but who knows? The sneak peek team is really good at putting sort of additional clues and Easter eggs in these sneak peeks. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's unlikely in my opinion. And then the other interesting thing is, one, we don't have any tier 3 sneak peek, which we usually do have by now. So maybe they're delaying the tier 3 sneak peek for tomorrow, or today. You're watching it in the morning. Maybe they're delaying it for today because there's no Cage and Kim live stream, or maybe they just want to wait until the APK when the star agents are checking it out. I don't have the APK this time around, by the way, guys, just a reminder. The other thing is, we don't know who the Awakening character or characters are going to be either. There has been no sneak peek with Mandalay gem fragments prominently displayed. So I don't know if the sneak peek team is going in a different direction for this update, or from now on, where they're going to not tell us the tier 3 and not tell us the Awakening character. I'm not sure. I would like for them to still do that. I really enjoy knowing a little bit ahead of time. I mean, it doesn't matter that much. It's just nice to know, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess, because we find out a couple of days later with the APK anyways. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think, if you think that Sentry is going to come or not. Is he going to be the mid-month tier 3? Are we going to get multiple tier 3s? Is it going to be Owen Reese? Is this going to be someone else altogether? Is it going to be Loki? Is Loki going to get a uniform or not? How big is this update going to be? Because right now, we have 5 new characters. Moonstone, Daken, Ares, Scorpion, and Molecule Man. 5 new characters and 2 uniforms, minimum. And then we're guessing we're going to get Sentry. So 6 characters and 2 uniforms at the very least. And we could be seeing a Wolverine uniform for Daken, which is crazy. So it could be even more, right? So it could be a gigantic update, which is why a lot of people are suggesting that you save some crystals from Black Friday. Also, there's just not that many good deals for Black Friday, so it sort of makes it easier to save your crystals and save your money. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, if there are any more characters coming. Do you think this is even more evidence of it being an epic quest or not? Do you even want an epic quest? Who is the tier 3 going to be? Who is the awakening character going to be? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.